All right, so we're ready to finish off the helmet here. I'm going to swap the make live to the helmet, but first I'm going to isolate select since we're going to be doing these separate. Select the helmet here, make live, and then come in here with the quad draw. And we have this done for the most part. It does have some weird artifact over there. So that looks like it's from my shoulder. We do have this done for the most part. So yeah, how are we going to finish this off? So let's first off connect this in here like so, basically finishing off our inner ring. And we may want to do some reduction on the interior here. Like I mentioned, this is something we'll do after we do essentially the entire texturing process, because there's a lot of reduction we can probably do in here. And then from here, to make it so that we don't lose any of these structural forms, I am going to pull up, one set here of edges. So we have kind of a radial ring going across here, like so. And we can just connect these. And if you want at this stage, this is an excellent point where even at this point, before the bake, we could do kind of a reduction. We could couple up these two. We could couple up these two and kind of go all the way around doing that. This will make it so later on, maybe this kind of guides us, but these are clearly out of the way. At this point, they're not going to be affecting anything. So we could match those. I might consider matching these ones instead here, just to kind of give a little bit more even spacing. I usually want to avoid matching on these center lines, so we can keep those center lines. But from here, we're basically going to fill this in. Now, I'm going to smooth this a little just to kind of ease the form in, get that to look nice, make sure we're not accidentally nicking any lines there. And to make our life easier on this, there's a couple things we could do. So I'm going to isolate this. We could fill hole on this. What would be better first is to kind of do an extrusion, in which case usually I turn off symmetry, but you know what? We're going to manually bring this in here. So let me manually make one. I don't like using the extrude with symmetrical surfaces if I can avoid it. So let's do one extrusion. And the purpose of this is going to be to give this basically radial topology, meaning that we can add edge loops in a circle. So something like this, and the whole point is I can hold shift to smooth this down. And if I needed to, I could add an edge loop here. Now, I actually don't need to, just due to the nature of how this is going. I could smooth that outer ring, though, that we just made. Notice I'm not smoothing any of the key ones we need. Definitely want to keep those. And then, as you might have guessed with this final area, what I'm going to do is just double-click this to get this. We're going to go to Mesh. We're going to do a fill hole, and then select that interface, and just do an edit mesh poke. And that will seal this off. We can then come in with quad draw now, and just kind of finesse this and smooth this out. And that will finish off our helmet. So that'll give us a nice interior there. We can definitely reduce that back later. And at this point, we have our character fully retopologized, with the exception of the shoulder here. So that's a pretty quick fix. You can just delete the part you don't want here. Turn off symmetry first. So let's go ahead and just turn that off, delete the part we don't need, and then you can just do a mesh mirror crossed an X here. And that will give us our shoulder. All right, so let's go ahead and delete the history on this guy, freeze his transforms, and there we go. That is our game mesh character here. If you wanted to at this stage, you could also do a mesh display soften edge across the whole thing. And we'll have to kind of pick and choose as we go here on where we need soft edges, where we need hard edges. But this should give us a ready-to-go game character, topologized, moderately optimized. There's definitely a lot of areas we can do reduction passes on here. And if we come up here to our display here and heads-up display, we look at the poly count, we highlight this guy. You'll see that we're at 34,000 triangles, which is about where you want to be at for a game character. So we hit our target, which is really nice. We're going to be able to reduce that down more, which is even better, because we already know there's room for reduction. So that means, this character, in most video game cases, mobile or otherwise, is going to be usable, and we're going to be able to take him in there. All right? So next stage is laying out UVs, doing our initial bake to check for any issues, any areas we might need more detail, and then we're going to get into the texturing pass. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can catch the next video in the series when it goes live.